Hello, beautiful people. Coming back to you now with another reading. I was pulled pretty heavily to come and do this one, and it seems like anymore that's really how it goes. It doesn't just, I don't just show up and go, I think I'm going to do reading. I actually get tugged on it several times, and I really wanted to sit and chill on my couch and just relax, but I guess I get plenty of that. And so, at least right now, so they actually pulled me in. I did a little bit of a meditation before coming on to kind of get an understanding. They showed me a couple of visions. I know that this is going to be a message from your shadow aspect. And what they showed me, it was a lady dressed in black and turquoise, led me back to a room in I want to say hut, but it wasn't exactly a hut. More like a rundown makeshift building, like one that was made out of the materials they could find kind of situation. And there was an elderly woman that was talking to me telepathically. And the terminology demons came up, interference, and so not the shadow aspect. And so I think that there's something to moments where you all are feeling like pieces of your coming back that you thought you had worked through, traumas or programming, or your shadow aspect is kind of operating out of a negative frame, and that it's causing you a lot of difficulty. Only what's really occurring is that there are forces that are trying to play interference right now, because there's a lot of what she termed anointing happening. A lot of individuals are going under anointing. I asked if this is a Sisterhood of the Rose type of situation. It was not, or it is, but it's more like, she used the term legions, legions of warriors. I was like light workers. I was naming off, and she was like warriors, and I'm like, oh, okay. Individuals who walked through the fire already, who can walk through fire now unscathed. And I was like, so individuals who who are leaders by example. So there's a multitude of groups that are within the collective that are kind of taking on newer individuals. And with the anointing comes a much more clear perspective, but also a brighter light. And there's a desire with certain forces for that not to occur. There is a desire to continue the separation, the divide, the control. And so, and this is not, I'm not talking government, I'm not talking like conspiracy theorist stuff, I'm talking amongst humanity, amongst various energetic beings throughout the entire universe in multiple dimensions. So, that's part of what, yeah. Kind of stopped there, because it just felt like more like we need to go ahead and get started with the read. So just want to remind you that I do channeled messages, so sometimes what comes through is not something that is along the lines of the traditional tarot interpretation. Okay? You may see me pause. It is okay to be okay with silence. The beauty comes from the pause. So if I am listening to or feeling into the energy or trying to interpret a vision that they are giving me, please bear with me, as I want to make sure that I understand and can articulate accurately what it is that they are depicting to me. I don't usually do reversals unless Spirit says otherwise. I tend to pull from various decks, and I don't always do spreads. I tend to let the cards also show me stories. I love colorful language. If that's not your shtick, then definitely there are plenty of readers out there that you can tap into and listen to. If you stumble across this, there's a good chance there might be something in this that's a message for you, or that there is just a message out there for you that is seeking you and you are seeking it. Okay, just remember that energies are fluid, so if spirit is saying feminine, like a feminine energy, I'm going to say a feminine energy. If I'm feeling an actual gender, because once in a while, for specificity, they give me that, I will tell you. So I will literally just kind of give you everything that they're giving me. If it resonates, fantastic. Take what it is that you need from this message. If it does not, please do not Cinderella this. We are not shoving our little tootsies into a glass slipper to try and make something ours that's not ours, okay? What is for you will not pass you by. Alrighty. Let's see here. Shadow aspect is a very important piece of your integration. Once you have been through hell and come back, dark night of the soul, soul death, whatever it is that you so choose to call it, then that is exactly this resurrection. The integration is like the resurrection of all of your aspects coming together to serve your soul purpose, to help you understand and operate within this being. Integration is the coming together of all, no longer the separation. So if it were not for your shadow aspects, you may not have survived up until this point. Honor and love them as much as you do that which is light within you. Love, Ten of Cups, sees all and honors all. Okay. Eight of Wands. You're just pointing things out to me. I have, let's see. Okay. I have been parched today, so I did bring my drink. It's just water. One more time. Oh, and I do have tiny little fingers. I get it. So I shuffle funky. Teeny little hands. Alright. What does the shadow aspect of those in the collective I am tapping into want to share with the whole? What message does the shadow aspect have for us today? Oof. Okay. Alright, that's too many. Got the Empress out here. Okay. What does the shadow aspect want to share with us today? What does the shadow aspect want to share with the whole? What message does the shadow aspect have? I'm going to try to get, I don't feel like this is all the cards. There we go. Wow. This is a very, very, very strong feminine energy that's on the board right now. I'm sorry, they're correcting me on how I'm laying these things out. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start. We've got the Empress right here. An extremely nurturing energy that I'm getting off of this card. Very divine feminine energy. One where it feels as if the divine feminine aspect or energy of the individuals within this collective it's time to kind of go within. There's a bit of not a shrinking back, but a cocooning, not in the sense of a transformation. Cocooning as in is a very nurturing piece. This isn't for... It feels as though I'm sinking down into my feminine energy, deep in the wells of my feminine energy, where there I am seeking guidance. There I am there's some throat chakra shit going on. Exploring is what they're saying. Exploring. I am kind of going within, nurturing my feminine side and my aspects. And okay, this is in response to what I received in the meditative session, where there's a lot of misconceptions of emotions and feelings that are being experienced right now, energies that are being picked up on. And then having these kind of confusing states, and not understanding whether something is like there's this confusion between, is this intuition or is this my mind? Is this programming? Is this, and so there's so much questioning and analytics going on that you almost are like feeling like some of your actions, your outward actions, are taking on a negative energy. Whereas I'm not doing this because I feel that this is in alignment for me. I'm doing this because I actually don't know one way or the other, but this doesn't feel right, so I'm going to... Like there's a reaction that's happening in the outwardly, and it's feeling like having thoughts that are not your own. There's a sensation of having thoughts that are not your own, where you are like literally things, ideas, and concepts are coming to you, even though you're like, wait a minute, what the heck? That doesn't even feel like me. That doesn't sound like me. Like I don't really believe that, but somehow, as you have those thoughts, there's an energy that almost feels like your emotions get caught up in those thoughts, and then it kind of swirls around and gets you into a very uneasy place, confusing state, not knowing what is yours and what is not, is the way that they're posing it to me, because it feels as though you're having thoughts to the point that you're like it's actually bothering you. You're trying to stop the thoughts. You're trying to stop the commotion, and it's like the thought happens and the reaction. There's an emotional reaction, an attachment to those thoughts, and trying to detach is very difficult at this point. And so there may have been some actions that you have taken that you felt were just not true for you, or not even being certain that you should take such actions, just because how does this go? Like an energy you just want to be out of. Like you don't want to be in this energy anymore. You feel it, and they're telling me that this is not something where it's like I'm feeling this way because I'm cooped up because of the circumstances that are in the world right now. At the time of this recording, there are a lot of there's quarantining and restrictions on our mobility and what we can and can't do outside of our own home, and sometimes even within our home, like who we can and cannot allow in our home. And so there's this stifling energy in the collective, in the total collective, but within this smaller group of the collective that I'm tapping into, this is more of a an uneasy, unsettling energy where one minute you're wielding your own energies and you have the capacity to wield that, and the next things kind of seem to spiral fairly quickly from a thought, from a slight emotion, and then this thought leads to this thought, and you're like, before you know it, your thoughts are getting away from you, and all the while simultaneously having thoughts going, the fuck is this shit happening? Because you're so keenly aware that that's not right. And so then you're almost battling these additional thoughts that are happening within your head, because your soul knows, and your human both are actually on the same page going, what the fuck is going on? Why am I having these thoughts? Why am I getting ramped up? And then so there's like, I know some people are trying to say, well, I'm tapping into the larger collective and their fear, and that's the reason why this is happening. And I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. And what's really happening right now is there is a bit of, so there's a spectrum of negative and positive, dark and light. There is a faction, I would call it, of the spectrum that has broken off, that wants, these are energies that the only time I use the term evil is with these particular energies. They're not the same as what people would call demons or entities, or this is like a total want, divide and conquer, never wanting to get rid of the duality, wanting the separation and the gap between light and dark to become greater. So as to never be seen as a part of the same spectrum, as a part of one. They want to keep this in place. It is their desire. And so they are very keenly aware of what's occurring right now within the multiple timelines and dimensions and the evolution that's happening right now. And so they're at play. Evil is attempting to manipulate. And when you have stepped fully into your own authentic self, and you've been able to work through your wounds and your traumas and your programming, and you're able to transcend the duality of things, they are very much so wanting to interfere. And they know that given the circumstances, the only way that they are able to do that is through your humanness, your mind, your ego. And they will fuck with it like it's not even fun. And so that's where these things where it's almost like you're watching your own thoughts and you're watching these things happen, and then you kind of might get wrapped up in it, and then you get upset with yourself. Oops. Oh, my computer just said you may be having performance issues. I kid you not, because this message doesn't want to get out. They don't want you to realize that they are the ones that are fucking with you, that it's not you. This is not something where you're like, I thought I was done, I had done all this work, and da-da-da. They want to push you off your course. They want to get you out of your alignment. And that's why this is happening. This spread right here is in response to what to do in regards to that. You actually need to drop back more into your feminine energy. Now, masculine energies are going to go into the protective mode, okay? But the way that you can do the discernment, and feminine energies are very intuitive. They are in touch with, that is your gateway and your portal to the ethereal. And so they're asking that you drop into your feminine energies and allow your feminine energies to be the deciding factor to decipher. There you will find the guidance that is necessary and the light with the dark. Okay, this is you being a light and being able to see in the dark through all of this confusion. You'll be able to tame by using your feminine aspects and energy, your divine feminine, because we are all made up of both masculine and feminine, and some of us can tend to operate out of our masculine more than our feminine, or feminine more than masculine. But at this point, the best response to what's occurring right now with you is to drop into your feminine fully and allow your feminine to do her work. Okay? So this is being able to tame that beast that's occurring within you, that energy, those energies, the thoughts, and really being able to calm everything. There you'll have the strength. So this is coming with like compassion towards yourself. This is also allowing yourself to feel the emotions, and to observe them and to accept them and not to fight them. This is going within. The feminine, it goes within. Is more of a receptive energy, and so that's a very inward type of approach. And they're saying that you are, I mean, it's not independent. It is, you've reached a place of being able to recognize and pull yourself inward when necessary. You have the strength. You have the wherewithal. When you drop in and you're able to contain this energy through the feminine, when you're able to do that, a lot of your outwardly actions will then be able to reflect that. Some of the actions that you're taking may feel harsh or may feel just not what your truth is. And by going within to nurture, you will then be able to nurture that which is in your environment as well, to set up your environment as is necessary in order to bring about more clarity and peace and to maintain that peace. There's something about when you radiate it from within, and they're also talking about being really receptive and being willing, not being so independent, but being willing to receive. You really need to allow your feminine to receive at this point as well. And this goes for men and women. This is definitely an energy, not a specific individual that has a specific gender. This is an energy. And so it's really about that balance. There's something about touch. They keep telling me there's something about touch right now. And I kind of want to like, okay, so a couple of things. Let me just get this out because it's going faster here. First, nurture. Go within, drop into your feminine energy, and be willing to be receptive and open and non-judgmental, and really feel what's going on, witness what's going on, honor what is happening within you and outside of yourself. And then, of course, through that and being in that type of energy, really doing what you need to outwardly also to help make things conducive so that you can take the time to drop into that energy, to ask your inner feminine what it is that she needs, what is it that she wants, what does she want to tell you right now. And I know this is what's so funny, is this is supposed to be what your shadow aspect is telling you, and it's completely your shadow aspect saying, it's not me that's doing this. It's not me. It's something above us. But I know what to do. Your shadow aspect help you walk through the valley of the shadow of death and come out unscathed. Okay, that's the reason why you are still here today. So your shadow aspect is telling you, I know what you fucking need to do in order to get through this, in order to hear clearly, in order to be able to be present, in order to feel like yourself and be in an alignment during this period of time, during these psychic-like attacks. energetic attacks on you, and energetic manipulation. And so it's really about going within, dropping the feminine energy, taking care of your inner feminine, nurturing yourself, but then also being open and receptive to that from others. And if you are single, or if you're having to, if you're not in a place where you have that with someone else that can give that to you, reach out. I mean, if you do have friends, definitely reach out. This is a time to connect with others through social media and get that support where necessary. But additionally, I know this is going to sound so weird, but this is what they're showing me, and I don't mean this in a weird way, but if this is what you need, there's something about touch right now where it's like there's something tender and tactile and grounding in touch with one another. Whether it's with your child and you're just scratching their back as they fall asleep. You know, I know my little one likes to put his little hand on my heart when he's falling asleep, and that just, or if you have a significant other where intimacy, despite the energies that you may be feeling, intimacy, physical intimacy, but even like beyond just sexual intimacy, it's something about the touch, something about light feathered touch, like in tantric kundalini, where the feather touch, where it just, there's something about that that's calming and will help you to receive, is what they're saying. This will help you to receive. If you are alone and you don't have anybody to do that with, this is something you can do for yourself. You know, listen to some meditative music and just touch yourself. And I don't mean that in a weird way, you know, but if you know, whatever. Okay, but I can do this with myself. Sometimes I'll be laying there and I will legit just be like rubbing on my belly. And it's really about a time to honor and see the beauty in yourself and to open yourself up to what you are. And so even if that means physical touch for yourself, okay? I'm going to pause this really quick. I'll tell you what. Okay, so I had to pause because my son was calling my phone. Mind you, he lives in the same house as me, but he is 16, so for crying out loud. I was like, I have elderly parents I also take care of, and so when that happens, my natural reaction is, oh shit, one of them fell. Oh shit, you know, I didn't hear nothing, but for fuck's sake, I don't know. So I just was like, I'm gonna string you up if you ever do that to me again. So, and it wasn't necessarily anything important. Okay, anyways. Luxury and life of having a 16-year-old. So I do apologize about that. We were talking about the self-touch. There is something in that connectedness that brings you back into this existence versus being so caught up into your head, being in the present moment. And so that's the reason why they're pushing and really emphasizing this right now for you. It's really about filling your own cup up, knowing what fills up your cup, and loving yourself to the degree that you deserve to be loved internally. There's just something about when you get into that, then your open and receptive energies you're more receptive to understanding what's really happening and what is and is not your own. And so, and then being able to be okay with that and believe it. being able to receive that information. Like sometimes some of y'all are so closed off that it's being said to you, and you even say it to yourself, but there's this envelopment in these energies that is not allowing you to receive that, to really receive that. Okay. And the Two of Swords, I wanted to go with like the crossroads type of situation, but it's more about the whole like literally centering yourself and feeling yourself, and intuitively being able to pick up, once you have done this, what is and isn't yours and what's really going on with the situation. Because some of the things these are interactions with other individuals, and it is literally just eating you alive. Even with someone within your house, a friend that you have had. And when you don't have the normalcy of your day-to-day life that can sometimes give you the context clues as to what's really going on, what's happening, it's a real easy time to pick on your thoughts and to intervene and play and manipulate with those energies. And so that's what they're doing. And so this is a situation of you have to be open and receptive to the information as it comes in, when you're being told what the truth of the matter is. Because there's a lot of thoughts that are happening that are not accurate. You feel an energy, and there's a whole lot of thoughts that are being filtered in to confuse you and deter you and almost convince you that you're wrong about what that energy is, what you're intuitively feeling from your feminine core as what the truth of the matter is in any of these situations. And so it's actually creating some rifts, is what I'm hearing, between people, and rifts that do not need to be there, and that need. So there's definite clarity that is necessary, and so it's really about like really going within, allowing yourself to receive that information, and then kind of weighing between what appears to be occurring, right, and then what what the information that you're getting. So it's kind of like it is a crossroads, but it's not, because one of those is a false. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And you notice in this card, her head's leaning towards one understanding versus the other. And that's intuitively leaning towards an understanding. It brings a lot of clarity for you, which then allows the energy to lighten up for you. And actually, a piece of getting in with that feminine is also that playfulness, that fluidity. That freedom. You're going to feel a lot of freedom once you understand, but you have to get to that place, okay? And stick with it. This Nine of Swords is really about Nine of Swords. Well, that's kind of what you're going through, but this is the Nine of Wands. Gosh. So this is the Nine of Wands, where you need to stick to your guns, because they're going to continue even after you understand and you intuitively lean towards the understanding that you know to be correct of what it is that's occurring, the thoughts, the notions that you're having. And even once you get that clarity, and it gives you that sense of like a lifted burden, a little bit more of a liberation, a freedom, an understanding, and a happiness with that. When you get that, when you really understand that, you're going to have to stay in that energy. You're going to have to stay with that understanding and stay with that knowing, because they will continue to try. You know, it's just because you come to a certain amount of clarity in your understanding doesn't mean that those energies aren't going to keep trying at you a little bit longer. So you really have to stand your fucking ground with what you know and what you're feeling, and stay in that feminine energy, and be like, no, this is my truth, and I know what my fucking truth is. I'm going to get a little bit more extra Because I'm feeling, I don't know, why did I just do that? I don't know. I'm feeling like there's supposed to be a little bit more come through. There's something else I want to say. I want to ask, so what exactly... Oh, so what you're feeling, the chaos and everything, is actually triggering your masculine in the sense of, but not in a divine masculine manner. And your masculine really needs to be in the divine manner because he's leading actually at this time in this energetic phase. And so it's actually impacting both. It's actually more negatively impacting your masculine aspects of yourself. And so almost like you're being more aggressive, antagonistic, combative, argumentative, impatient, more of that toxic masculine. I keep hearing assumptions, jumping to conclusions, impulsive. So you're getting more into that energy because this is actually triggering your masculine, and he's not responding. Well, they just corrected me. It is mimicking. So the way that they're explaining this is like, it's like you're not in your wounded masculine, but it is triggering aspects of yourself, of a wounded masculine, almost trying to convince you that you're in your wounded masculine, which will then trigger your wounded masculine, if that makes sense. Okay, they want me to get rid of wounded. I'm sorry. So, okay, so, oh, almost, okay, I see, okay. So, okay, so this interference that's coming through is mimicking a wounded masculine, which is actually triggering you a bit. I thought I dealt with this. I thought I had, why is this showing up? And you're trying to acknowledge it and see it for what it is and know that and you're calling it your shadow aspect. You're like, my shadow side is coming through. Maybe I have a little more shadow work. They want you to believe you're not where you are. They want you to feel as if you still have wounding to work through. But really, even in your divinity, even when you have worked through all that, we can operate out of a shadow aspect in a higher vibration, if that makes sense. And so, but they want you to feel as if you're not. And once they convince you that you're not, you will then begin to vibrate lower. It will pull your energy and your vibration and your frequency lower. Ha! I was trying to get that off a little bit. Okay. All right, Spirit. So there, any more specific guidance on how to get into the feminine? Well, 9 of Air. Of course, this is where you're at. We understand that. You kind of, and this is exactly what I just fucking said, expecting the worst and creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so you get bought into the thoughts, and it's trying to convince you that you're still wounded and you still have work and you're not where you're at. And then, of course, it triggers things, and if it convinces you, if you believe it, it will become a self-fulfilling. You will drop down in frequency. So don't give in to those thoughts that somehow King of Earth. So King of Pentacles. You got to bring yourself back into stability is what they're saying with this. I'm not feeling that one. You have to bring yourself back into a stable, energetic frequency. And by dropping into the feminine, that's what you'll need. That's how you'll attain that. How exactly, give me some more specifics of what they can do to get into a more balanced state. So I know this sounds like Eight of Pentacles or Eight of Earth. It's really about, you're going to have to make a conscious effort to work at this. To really give yourself the moment and the time to drop into your feminine energy. I would suggest, that's where touch comes in. There's a lot of breath work and different touch techniques, like self-massage or touch techniques that you can use. They really want you to look into this and actually kind of maybe read up on it a little bit of how you can physically, there's like a physical stimulation and to bring you back into the present. So like yoga, massage. There's several like tantric touches that literally don't even necessarily involve sexual intercourse that you can learn up on to kind of help you drop back into your femininity. Fuck me. Not your femininity as in how society deems that shit. Your feminine energy. Jesus. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Anything else as to how best to really, they're really pushing home something about the touch, something about movement, dance, definitely dance, yoga, movement of the body, stretching, breath work, and there's something very sensual, like doing something sensual for yourself, even if it's a bath with candles, and but there's something tangible you can do here to bring you back to the present moment so that you can focus on nurturing yourself. I feel like there's still more wanting to come out. Anything else that I can give them right now to help them drop out of this so that they can get balanced in the right state of mind and connected intuitively to know what is occurring, to know what is theirs and what is not. Please share with us right now, please. Oh my gosh. Something's feeling very stuck. I'm going to shuffle. It's feeling very chunky. I'm going to get through this reading because I know there's something that doesn't want me to. Okay, so we've got Three of Fire, which is the Three of Wands in the traditional tarot. I don't know what it is about these particular cards. This camera says I'm not focusing on that. I know y'all probably fucking hate when I do that shit, but I'm trying to get them to. Do you see? Oh, baby. So all of the ways that you have been lashing out, all the ways that you have been reacting to the circumstances and the things that you're feeling and thinking, that's like the dragon. And it's time for you to sit with your dragon It's almost as if your shadow and your because see, there's an eruption going on in the background, and that's really what they're watching. It's almost like this is you sitting watching yourself do all this fucking shit, and you're like, what the fuck? Or the thoughts that you're thinking, and it's creating this energy of its own, and that's going to be that self-fulfilling prophecy that will pull you down, and it's time to sit with that. There's a totally different message I'm getting from this than the traditional Three of Wands. There is a watching, but it's really watching from your feminine aspect. That's what they want you to do. Sit with it, observe it, feel it, and detach from those thoughts instead of feeding it with emotion. Detach. Don't give. You don't see the fire coming from this dragon. It's over there. This is the energies trying to get to you. Detach from whatever it is that those thoughts are creating within you, that energy that you're picking up on. Do the best you can, and that will give you that peace where with the King of Water, King of Cups, he really understands how to balance emotion and thought and when to execute accurately, like it's feeling it but not necessarily showing it, and it's not suppressing it either. There's never a moment where he suppresses his emotions. He feels them very fucking deeply. He acknowledges them. He sees them. But his outward projection of who he is and his energy, his outward projection of his energy is like wielding all of that. He completely wields it. It doesn't wield him. It doesn't determine his actions. He wields these things. And so it's one of those things where when you get into your beautiful, being able to sit in the comfort of your own fire, your own passion, your own femininity, and seeing things from a detached place, as in not attaching emotion to the thoughts, then the outward projection is that of one who can wield their emotions and their thoughts well. There's a clarity with it. Yeah, you're just going to be able to, those around you will see it. And there's this sense of once I balance inside, and then how I project my understanding of my emotions and my intellect outwards. What it is that I'm actually sitting with and feeling and understanding and having a conversation with. Once I project outwards, then the peace just comes in my environment as well. Yeah. Like they don't really want me to elaborate. So, okay, I hope this helped. I know that these are long. I'm going to try to put out some shorter ones, but this always ends up being half a channeling and half a reading. And so I'm hoping that it's beneficial and that you stick through it. Yeah, there I go with my own judgments, right? Like saying you don't want to listen to me ramble for this long. But I think we're all kind of in that space right now. There's a lot of us that are going through it, and because we're all getting, or a lot of us within this collective are getting those kind of psychic attacks from this separate force. So I hope you all are doing well. I send out love and light to everybody. I say that in the most positive way because through love and light, there's an acceptance of every aspect of yourself. And I ask that you nurture yourself at this time, please.